Hey, what's going on, guys? I just want to jump right into the video. Now, before anybody clicks off this video, because it's going to look like a very boring, drawn out video, if you are really serious about getting a Hellcat, especially in the times that we are now with the car market and everything, I would stick around and listen. I'm 22 years old. I have a very similar mind as many of the kids nowadays that want these cars. And I see a lot of YouTubers who say don't buy the Hellcat, Hellcat over Demon, a bunch of just stuff that I really don't agree with. So what I have here is I have new, not sure, and used. It may seem boring, like I said, but before you click off the video, if you are seriously interested in getting a Hellcat, I really recommend listening to maybe what I have to say. Although everything I say may not be correct, I have a very good mindset as to why you should buy the car, when you should buy the car, and when's kind of like the key. You get a bunch of YouTubers who say, don't buy this, don't do that, but they don't, if you want it, right, an option to you is don't buy. The option is then what do I do, because I still want the car. So that's kind of what I want to go with you guys today. So as quickly as I can, right? So we'll start with not sure. That would be like the best. So not sure, I would say, is first ask yourself what your credit is. Okay, that's number one. If your credit is good, I would say 650 and above. Yeah, you could be eligible for the car. Now, cosigner. Do you have a cosigner? What's the cosigner's credit like? It's hard because even without credit, if you have big money, you can get the car, and I'm talking like 40,000 to put down, but your loan's probably not going to be good. No bank's going to want to work with you. You're going to have bad interest. So that's when the cosigner will come into play. Please ask yourself what cosigner, who trusts you enough to cosign on this car. You know, have you been responsible enough to show that you could have a cosigner? How bad do you want the car? That would be the question. Future plans. Excuse me for my handwriting, but future plans. What are your future plans if you get the Hellcat? I mean, you're not even sure if you want the car. What is your plan when you get it? Is it to keep it? Is it to just have fun and sell it? Is it to just do whatever it is you want to do with it? You know, you got to think about that. Now, what other cars? Okay, what other cars do you have an interest in? And I would compare them. That's where test drive comes into play. Go to your dealership, your local dealership, and ask for a test drive. Get what you want. Okay, bottom line, get what you want. Okay, that's number one. I don't care what anyone says. I'm 22. I've heard the spiel a million times of what are you going to do with that power? You don't need that power. You name it, yada yada. Nothing ever bothered me except for when I asked my dad to co-sign, because my dad doesn't want me to have the car. He won't give me a dime in the car because he thinks it's dangerous, which I could see it being dangerous, but you know, that it was more upsetting because he didn't seem mad that I wanted it. He just seemed upset. So bottom line is get what you want. I'm getting it whether he co-signs or not. I'm in a good position with credit and money, so that's good. I want to jump right over to used. I want to make this quick and short so everyone can get their information. So I know that there's people who are not sure, people who are interested in maybe just getting a used one, and there's people who's getting a new one. So for used, number one thing I would say is wait to get your Hellcat. Challenger, Charger, Red Eye, Super Stock, whatever it is, just wait. The car market right here, market is messed up. The market is so bad right now that I wouldn't even go near a used Hellcat at a 10-foot pole, let alone with the market as it is. I would not buy a used Hellcat, personal preference, just because you know the type of car it is. You know how people drive in those cars. You never know if something's wrong, and you got to say to yourself, why did someone get rid of it? I would say 50% would be as there's an underlying issue with the car, and I hate to say that because I really don't hear a lot of major issues with it, but I would say that maybe 75% would be people can't afford it anymore, or things happen, you know, wife gets mad, whatever. But there's a reason why someone got rid of that car. So cross your Cross everything on that car when you look at it. Now, used, right? You want to keep this car? Is this your second car? Okay, do you have a second car? If you're going to go used, I wouldn't be in a rush to get it. If you have a second car, honestly, buy it used, store it away. Have fun with it on the weekend, and one day it'll be worth big money. We're in a really interesting spot with Dodge. So, number one thing is to, especially if I can go back to like the not sure. If you're not sure, rumor is that they need 2 trim levels of the HELLCAT to come out again. And, you know, I just ordered a jailbreak, and I don't think it was a wrong decision. I'm pushing about $100,000 close to that car. I winded up going over with, you know, what I owe my car, but then like after the down payment and all the rough idea, we're under 100K, but you know, everyone's waiting on this possible Hellcat that's going to come out, and I hope they do. I really do. I'm a big fan of it, but I want you guys to just think that the Hellcat can go for like 200,000. I mean, it may go even more. They're probably only going to make so many, and if that's the case, what happens to the Demon? I mean, I have so many like thoughts. You know, I'm a very well-rounded. I don't make rash decisions. To butter it up real quick as I go to the new, if you could read my handwriting. So, with that stupid letter, you know, if the Hellcat comes out, right, then you need to look at the Demon, and to me, the Demon loses respect. All honesty, I mean, I would say Demon value might go down, Demon value might go up. It's very iffy. You know, you have a car that's more powerful now, and if the Hellcat has less production cars than the Demon, the Hellcat will probably be worth more. Since the Demon's not the top dog, will the value drop, or will the Demon hold its value? I mean, there's many things. Do I think they'd come out with a Hellcat? I don't. I feel like if they were going to make something that was faster than the Demon, it would have been out by now. Just my opinion. I mean, my jailbreak is 10 horsepower more than a Red Eye. Big whoop. You want the honest truth, I only got a jailbreak because on a regular Red Eye, you can't put stripes from the factory on it. And I know I can go buy them, but the jailbreak was a limited edition Hellcat Red Eye, and it has Demon parts on it. I mean, my car will be worth something, especially because it was only like 140 to 160 allocated the first go around. I mean, I was there the day it came out. So, not to get off track. So, new. If you're going to go with new, then you're probably a serious buyer. So, credit. Just ask yourself, what's your credit? 650 and up, I'd say go ahead. Cosigner, you're going to have a cosigner or not? How bad do you want the car? That's the real question. Because with the prices and the way they are now, price gouging is a very big issue. My jailbreak was MSRP, if anyone's wondering. No extra fees on it. How bad do you really want it? And with the how bad, I would say don't wait, please. If you're going to order new, get it. Just get it. If you're hanging on to the last few trim levels to take your gamble, go ahead. But I don't want to say I told you so, but for my instance, if the Hellcat came out and they only made 100 of them and they went for 200,000, by the time I even figured out how to afford a car like that, which I probably can't, could I make it happen? Maybe, but I wouldn't want to stress myself. My rule of thumb is if you can't put away 1,000 or more in savings to not spend monthly after all your expenses, I would say don't get the car. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm 22, like I said. I don't have a house. I need to save for my future. I'm not going to spend all my money on a car. So insurance, I know everyone's heard it. Please take a look at your insurance, especially on the used, even not sure. I mean, a lot of these kind of go hand in hand together, but insurance, I got quoted, if everyone's curious, no accidents, no tickets, for just a Red Eye, $550 a month. Will I pay $550? No. For the Scat Pack currently, I pay around $220 a month. It's very low, and I was told it might go for like $240 with the jailbreak, which is astonishing. I have really good insurance. So long term, if you're going to get a new one, please ask yourself, what are you going to do in the long term? Are you using it for your daily? Are you going to put it away? Is this going to be your Hellcat that 10, 20 years from now you sell it for a ridiculous profit, or do you just want to have fun with it? Which one? Challenger, Charger? Just because I'm curious, leave it in the comments. Money MSRP. Please get MSRP. Do not pay these thousands and thousands over. Whether you question if your time is out to get one, it is not. You know, we have a good year. You'll be able to get it. The problem is they're 6 months out. The only thing I'm nervous about is if everybody last minute starts ordering one, what if Dodge just puts the ban hammer on it and says, sorry, we're done. We're not going to make any more. And that's that. And whoever got their order in by, let's say, March, you know, is in. And if you ordered yours in November, you're not getting yours. I don't know. You know, you have to just think about everything. Any questions, please leave in the comments. Second car. For your new, you're going to buy this new. Do you have a second car? Honestly, that's just me being curious. What used, I would assume you'd have a second car, unless you're just trying to save money. Now, I really don't want to ramble on because I kind of rushed this video because I know it's very boring to just sit here and look at my board for about 11 minutes now. But, you know, if you're going to get used, which I almost like prefer, which is going to sound shocking because if you just hear me out, that the used market is so screwed that the car companies are trying to gain so much off of these Chargers and Challengers. And even if it's a V6, I mean, V6 could probably go for like 40,000 right now, which is ridiculous. I would assume. I don't have proof of that, but just how ridiculous it is. And so now you get all these dealerships, right, who are buying these used Scat Packs, HELLCATs, RTs, V6, I mean, you name it. And they have such an inventory of them, and they're so price gouged that nobody's going to pay them. Trust me, you know, I would not pay 10,000 over for a Scat Pack. Maybe a HELLCAT, just because I want one so bad. But when you say over MSRP, it draws me away. I mean, I called about 50 dealerships before I got one to offer me MSRP in the jailbreak, and I truly think it's just because they didn't even know what it was. I went there and they said, oh yeah, we could order one. They had no clue that they even had allocation for one or anything. So I got lucky. But what I'm getting at is, so with the used, all these cars are going to sit and sit and sit, and then when it's up, there's going to come a point where, yes, the value of the cars are going to go up, but because there's just so much inventory, they got to get rid of it. So they're going to have to drop the prices anyway. I mean, everything will eventually go back to normal. Just right now with inflation and everything, it's a very interesting time. I mean, I probably have so much more I could tell you, but I don't want to draw it out anymore. So listen, if anybody has any questions, leave them in the comments, please. I'll be here. I'll respond to everybody more than once. Don't worry. So just say what you want to say. This is a really interesting time, and like I said, a lot of big YouTubers just like to tell you not to do this, not to do that. At the end of the day, do what you want, but this necessarily is not the worst time to get one. It isn't necessarily not the worst time to get a used one. Do I recommend waiting? I do, but you could probably find a used one somewhere for a good deal. I mean, if I was a businessman and I got a HELLCAT that I bought used and put 10K over and it sat for 6 months, that was probably close to a $70,000 investment, you know? And I only say that because I saw a 2021 regular HELLCAT going for, it had about 16,000 miles on it. A regular HELLCAT, mind you, 717 horsepower. Going for about 2,000 to 4,000 around there, less than my jailbreak. That's ridiculous. No, I would never buy that HELLCAT. I would never touch it with a 10-foot pole, trust me. But you can get a good used deal. If you're not sure, then you're not sure. For the not sure, especially if the Elephant's 200,000, think about all the other cars that you can get for 200,000. I mean, I don't want to rank on Dodge like that, but you know, I've owned Dodges. I've owned the RT. I own the Scat Pack. The interior is not a $200,000 interior. You're paying for the performance, and that's that. So, what my plans are with the jailbreak, I do plan on, if anyone is curious before I go, is buying the Elephant engine, just the crate engine alone. I think that's around 32,000. I recommend that. If anybody can't afford the car, buy the engine. Don't even worry about putting the engine in a vehicle. Don't even put up that money for it, please. Let the engine set in the wood box that it's probably going to come in, and don't touch it, and let it sit, because the Elephant is the top dog. And let's be honest, everybody really wants a Elephant. I would want a Elephant, but I'm not going to put all the money into putting the Elephant into my jailbreak from 807 horse to 1,000. I mean, that's just not worth it. I could do some stuff to the car alone without putting the Elephant engine in it. It's just the fact of having it. And when it's done, it's done. I mean, you know, even if the Elephant gets sold for 200,000 and there's 50 of the cars made, you have the engine though, so who cares? Somebody will buy a V6 Charger and deck it out and do the upgrades and buy the Elephant engine from you. You could sell it for a lot more than 32, trust me. So, and don't quote me on that, but it was 32,000 the last time I checked, which is like when they kind of first released it, so I'm sure it's gone up. But listen, I don't want to bore you guys anymore. Please, any questions, ask. I'm in the same boat as you guys, although I already made a decision and I don't regret my decision. It's a very interesting time, so take advantage of it. Thank you guys.